Swings into Dust2 alongside Kenny S. If the two of them are popping off, I think G2, they're firing on all cylinders and they've got what they need to win this map pick.
I agree. I'm ready. I just want to see that third map. This has been a really fun series so far, so let's have it go all of the way. Now, some P250s, or at least one of them gunning down the middle there. I think that's on Nico. And we'll see if they can get something done with it. Hunter pretty close. Ooh, he would love it if Config went for that fight. In fact, he's so tempted. He just wanted to take a look.
That's a lot of info, though. You know that Config's close. You know that there was one more there. Both of them holding mid makes you think there's got to be another B. Where is the weakness right now in the defense? And Complexity rotating around now. BlameF. Yeah. He's going to back up Poison. Poison's rotated over towards Long. This is going to be so interesting.
I think you're absolutely right, yeah. I mean, they can't punish it instantly because, I mean, they're quite far away from the position anyway, but I think it makes sense. Hunter being rushed in with a flash behind him, and actually, Nico's there to back him up. Now, it's a good return, but it's still trouble for BlameF. In the bomb site, he might have to do this almost all on his own. It's going to be 3 people pushing out Long, and they're going to get really close with those Glocks. And once they start firing, they don't really stop. Not a shot being hit so far. Oh, he gets one last second headshot. I'm not sure it's enough. Config's going to be out on Long, and he's going to have the fight of his life out here. He's going to need 3 crisp headshots for this to even be close to possible, and it is anything but crisp. Instead, Nico will take him down, and G2 will win the pistol.
What's with G2 and winning pistols right now, Anders?
I don't know that.
Against Complexity, they're good, man. They've got those pistols on lock.
But can they win the follow-up round?
Hey, that is the question. That is the point that I believe Pimp was making on the desk going into this. If G2 can actually convert those pistol rounds, what are you doing?
It was just Config. Can we save that as like a meme template? I love that. He looked confused. We've all been there. But you're right. Yeah, Pip was talking about it, and that's going to be important, right?
Now, things to watch here. I mean, as far as this battle goes at Long, there is this is like the standard corner smoke that G2 like to throw. Could set up for a smoke wall that Complexity could take advantage of later on when they have nades to work with, so that could lend into it. But G2 tend to throw this smoke a lot, so it's hard for Complexity to read too much into it when they see it pop.
Yeah. I mean, it's useful to keep them guessing, right? And that, I mean, they're all grouped up. No one could be found and isolated and killed for a rifle. This is just fine. There are 2 HEs, JKS and BlameF, so, you know, with the right timing, they could do a lot of damage. They are getting pretty close, and they're in a pretty big group here. The one grenade doesn't really do too much. BlameF has the other one. Can you find the timing, though? I don't know if it's going to be enough. Rushing the site, and it's a decent stack that's going on here, but when you don't get the early kills, it doesn't really matter. Rush, surely going to get shut down. I'm actually kind of surprised that no one's peeked him yet. They're right on top of him, and now he's going to be all on his own. He's spinning all over the place to try and find a target, and eventually one will present itself. Next up. Ooh, right.
Peekaboo.
Was Hunter watching him watching Nexa? Was that like some sort of...
Some weird wireism thing going on?
Yeah, some really weird stuff happening there. How long was he watching him for? Because that look... I mean, he must have had a heart attack for a minute there, Rush. He was like, oh my god.
You're just blind, and then you're dead. You don't see anything, experience. And then you're dead. That's, yeah, that is the CT experience, especially against these pros. And sometimes you can really watch. That was just the one flash, but it's when you're playing positions like Catwalk as an opper, and they, you know, it's like they flash L-Ban, and then they flash you off a Fox, and then they flash you when you're at Car, and then you flash, it's just like you never see anything. I would not want to op Dust2. It's just such a nightmare against a coordinated team with good utility.
It could be really difficult, that is for sure. They have a, speaking of flashes, they have the single one there on Config, so I like that. Always a good idea. You never know when you might need one. The stack over Long with the double nade, that did some damage, but I don't think it'll really change the round, if I'm being honest. They're setting up now at Catwalk, and again, keeping that group mentality alive, I think it's kind of reasonable. Just the one thing you don't want to do is give them a weapon to fight with.
This is, yeah, anti-hard eco. Move together as a unit, trade kills if they do manage to get a kill on you. You've got everybody else there to deny the rifle and just quickly overwhelm with superior firepower. Keep in mind, this is a full stack coming in from Complexity, though. Everybody's here, so they could do some damage. And they do get 2 kills. They get 2 kills out of it.
Yeah, they had that little flashbang from Config. I mean, it was better than nothing. I guess that's reasonable. Now the real question comes: can they get that 4th round? They got the orb on Poison. They are going to pick up a couple of Orgs, and yeah, this is where it gets interesting, right? We mentioned at the end of the first map the potential for Poison versus Kenny as like a fun battle that could be happening. So I would love to see that. I think that would be interesting. And Kenny's hopping middle. Poison's going to be out on long, so they're not going to run into each other immediately. But how quick is Nico going to be? All right, he slows it down. And there is a pretty common setup here for the complexity defense. Nothing out of the ordinary just yet.
Yeah. And this is one thing that Poison can kind of rely on, at least if you go off of like the fresh maps that have been played by G2, is that Kenny likes to just sit T-spawn with that AWP. And so if you want to try and set yourself up for success, right, Kenny does tend to just kind of post up in CT, or in T-spawn rather, and wait for you to like peek mid or control that area, right? He's giving info to G2, but he's also watching the mid doors. Poison, though, going for a bit more of like a Zywoo approach.
Gives me...
in this first round, just camping car.
Yeah, that's true. That is Zywoo's position. You're right. Gives me great comfort that Kenny plays Dust2 the way that I do. Just not leaving T-spawn.
Sit there and wait and watch. Like a hawk. Just waiting for a little hare to just go running out in the open.
It's just such a nice place to be. Now look at the setup over towards B. They have a really hard counter right here on the complexity side. This is not going to be easy, even with all the grenades and everything. There should be a 3-way crossfire as they get in here. Rush. No, it's actually Blamef getting the first one, and they're at the edge of that smoke. It's fading mode. You can tell there are just more guns being fired at them all the time, and Nico is waiting for a rotation in the middle that is really delayed. I mean, it's finally going to be coming in, and even that kill might not help them. Blamef, oh no, he got baited into shifting his aim, and they make it work anyway. Kenny with a big kill at the end, and somehow G2 find a way to break that defense. I don't even understand how, because that probably should have been the end of the round for them. I mean, even after getting one of those early kills.
Without a doubt. The Nico lurking mid, just working wonders. But JKS, oddly, really not able to support Blamef. They were, sure, they had 2 players towards B, but they were kind of just 2 players playing as individuals. They weren't really able to support each other much, it looked like.
Yeah.
So that's just an unfortunate turn of events for complexity there in terms of the defensive setup.
And I kind of forgot to check. I mean, I don't know how many grenades they had, but normally what happens is if the T's get slowed down, there's some sort of like smoke or Molotov that's thrown on that position to just make it really hard to do anything. But that never really happened, and I don't know. That's a bit disappointing in a bunch of different ways, right? Because you can't do much more than this. You basically have a 3-man stack in B, and that is not enough to hold the B bomb site. Well, now what? Normally, you're not going to have that. Normally, you'll just have 1, maybe 2 people there,
Oh, Kenny, that was sweet.
That was a cool shot.
Picking up JKS like that. I mean, you got to admire it. That was a nice play there from JKS. And odds are that should work. It's just that Kenny was watching the smoke. Oh, there's Poison, though. That is going to be frustrating for Kenny.
Config getting found. Wasn't sure if the light post there was going to cover him, but I guess we found out the answer. That's fun, though. I mean, if Config had actually slipped up there top mid, that could have been really cool. Hunter with an MP5. A little bit more rare these days, for whatever reason. And we'll see if we get more scout headshots. G2 off to a fresh, hot start here. Don't seem to be impacted by the loss on Mirage all that much. They're plugged right in.
No, they're plugged in. They've got their guys hitting hard right now. Nico's leading the way again. And this is, once he was warmed up on Mirage, it's almost as if you wanted to see Dust2 first to really kind of gauge things, because now Nico's warmed up, and that's when G2 excel. It feels like they really rely heavily on Nico on this map right now. And so with him just hitting shots, it's going to make their lives so much easier on G2 side. But keep in mind, complexity, they were down, 6-0 against Vitality yesterday, and they were still able to come back on Mirage. Here, obviously, it's a different map, but what I'm trying to say is they can come back when they're behind in the map.
I mean, Rush saved them a lot. Oh my god, that is so incredible. And Poison with more scout headshots. Nico on his own just like that. I was about to say he saved them a lot of Mirage, and I don't think that's going to happen here, but I was obviously clearly wrong. That is so disgusting. They even hurt him if he failed to jump. They knew that he was going to be close, and it didn't even matter. Blamef now sneaking out onto the site, and he almost gets the shot. 6 health left on Nico. He is now 8-0. And G2 will get that 5th round, but this shot, look at this. Wow.
Those deagles up close, man. You might as well have a shotty. Look at this.
Especially if you shoot them in the face.
So much damage.
Nexa tried to get the jump up. That's outrageous.
Yeah, a little bit of frustration there for Blamef, but you got to be wondering if he's getting a little bit too predictable. Him always being on the flanks. You know, if like Nico didn't even look at mid.
Yeah, he was like, I know.
He's upper dark because he's gonna be upper dark, and sure. I
mean, I could understand the frustration, right? He did dink him, so he's like, come on, you know. Like, that was a one... Again, we saw some of the clutches earlier from Blamef that he sort of nearly got, probably should have got. Yeah. You know, what can you do? Like, at that point, you did shoot him in the face, so... I don't know, what more do you want, you know? Looks like they want to pressure the B bomb side again.
Rinse, repeat, same strategy. Nico lurking mid. The rest of the team gathered up, ready to just go through.
Oh, this could be dangerous, though. They could lose Kenny. Almost a lineup. That could have been a double kill. Now, can JKS get out of this position? Yeah, he's got the kill, but... The smoke, it's dangerous. It doesn't look like they're shooting at the moment. And Nico, yeah, once again, lurking middle. Okay, that was enough.
The evolution of JKS, though, is sick. Really cool to see. You know, as the rifler and then shifting into op. We've seen this before on the Dust2 where he'll just pick it up every now and again. And it's working so far. But now they've managed to find their way back onto this catwalk in G2, and JKS spotting out Nico with that lurking mid. Last time they saw Nico lurking mid, though, it was a B hit, so Rush is staying put, but now the push comes up cat.
Yeah, boy's not going to miss the opportunity. Gets that one a little bit flashed, and Nexa will take him down. Nice enough grenade landing on top. The bomb is at least going to be planted here. Okay. Config's not afraid to take that fight at all. So it's all on Nexa. Not really, I think, to try and win the round. Well, probably will try, but more to do the damage here. Just inflict as much economic damage as you can to the complexity side, and they're going to boost up and take him down. They will only lose poison. That's a really cool round for complexity, and they needed it. They're falling behind pretty swiftly.
Config is such a mad lad, though. It's like, would you just stand there and hold that angle against an op with an M4?
No, and just, I mean, just in your mind, right? That's a 2-on-4. But if Kenny just swiftly peeks you and you die, now it's a 2-on-3 and it's completely winnable, you know? So it's definitely not without risk. But at the same time, you know, it worked, so we can accept it.
We're ready for it this time around in terms of picking up on Nico in mid. Ooh, seen some emotion.
Hands went up, but they didn't went down.
They didn't go down, you're right.
Not fast enough to kill the keyboard. They're going to have to start making, like, you know...
You won't make it into a super seed on me yet.
Like, you know, carbon fiber aluminium keyboards to have them stay alive. Look at this flash coming through. Could have worked out. It looked like it was meant to be, but instead it's the CT side defending it all. And, well, 4 people dead down at long. Nico with the AWP. Yeah, he can just go fight this on in the middle if he wants, but the bomb being out on long, that is the real issue. Those are all the common nades, right? You talked about that smoke towards the corner. That is one of the, you know, like the classic smokes out there. But the flashbangs actually, to me, look like they were going to be really good for the G2 side. And somehow Complexity managed to dodge all of the relevant ones. So now it's just a question of, can they find Nico without too many more casualties? Rush is set up nicely. I mean, they're all just boxed him. He's going to keep pushing, but it was a good idea. Just box him in and see what happens.
Sure. Just run down the clock. You got a minute. There's no reason to rush. What I really like, though, is just how aggressive JKS is. Kenny clearly not expecting that peek from him mid. You know, Kenny was just hoofing it, right? Looking for the fight, and then JKS comes out of nowhere. And it's like, JKS? And it's not Poison. It's JKS with the op, who's dueling Kenny mid. Like, what's going on here?
Who could have seen that coming? 37 seconds. Oh, Config's going to shoot him in the back. There we go. Straight shot. Nice triple for him. And again, that find out long. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if G2 will try that again. So
get that smoke wall down. It just leaves that gap, and Config just puts himself in the exact position. And so you can get, if G2 throw, and it's usually Nico who will throw that corner smoke down, your Complexity, you can come over the top and create a wall of your own with your own smokes to build off of that one. And then you put Config around that, and he just gets to put himself in these headshot positions where he can just ruin people's day. Nice knife. That's a good knife. All right. But that is a really sick play, and it's actually going to just chase G2 away from long. They don't want to have anything to do with it on this eco round. They're just posted up, hoping that somebody's going to get greedy on catwalk.
Well, there is an AK on Nico, right? So they could still be dueling for some damage here. 5-2. It is just the early start of the comeback here for Complexity, so I don't blame them for wanting to do some damage, but he's going to crouch right into the scope. JKS will take that kill all day. Now, what do you do? This AK is so worth it if you can get a couple of kills, maybe 3 or something, but if it just falls flat, nothing much is really accomplished. So, Poison's out along. You have a smoke and a flash. I mean, you could actually take Catwalk and get the bomb down, I think. That's pretty doable right now. Not that they necessarily know it, but we can tell.
Well, this is Poison's time to shine. It's time to get some op kills on the board, too, for him. He's only got 1 so far this half with that AWP, so this is the quintessential op spot on D2.
Well, he's going to get a chance right here for the potential run boost. It could even be with some fireworks. Oh, he misses the flick, so the first couple of people get by, and he decides, you know what? I don't want to die out here, just in case they jump down and try and chase me. Bomb gets planted. Now, there are no grenades, obviously, for the afterplant here of G2, so they're just going to be pushed back here, and the problem is, actually, there's only 1 smoke on config and no Molotov, so that Catwalk position can actually work. This is a little bit scary now, way more than I thought. Hunter getting a kill, and somehow the Glock defeats BlameF coming out, and they just like that, they all die a second later. What is happening? they actually could have done so much, I think, from that Catwalk, because there just weren't enough grenades for Complexity to do a lot of damage here, and it starts out horribly.
Yeah. It definitely looked a little dicey there for a second. I could see where you were going with the narrative. You're kind of like angling it over towards like, oh, this could get a bit tight, and then everybody dies.
Like right here. Okay, Wait,
did Poison get a jumping off shot?
I don't know if he might have been, but he certainly jumped down.
That would have been nuts. All right, well, regardless, that's the third round on the board here for Complexity on the CT side. We are going to get, the long nades coming out here from G2. Smoke goes down at the corner, keeping Complexity honest, but not committing behind it. And so Complexity now have to play wondering, did anybody commit out there or not? Not as many flashes, though, so probably thinking that it's not the case. And Config is in a place now, he can rotate really quickly behind G2 and screw them up.
He can hear them. He definitely knows. JKS doing some good damage there. But they nearly lined up. That could have been a triple kill. That might have been it. But inside of the bomb site, Rush gets down. They line up for BlameF, and it's a wonderful spray down. Big triple. Kenny in the middle, and more madness. This round just doesn't end. Config hears him running. He's going to turn around. They have no idea. And just like that, it's a one-on-one. And I'm losing my mind. Hunter inside of the site. Config going to go challenge him and shoot him right in the face. A double kill, and Complexity end up winning the round, and God help anyone trying to figure out what just happened.
BlameF, well, thank you. I'm looking up there right now. He's going to help me out here because BlameF, dude, that's the replay right here. And well, I don't actually know if we have the replay, but BlameF is the hero of the day in that round.
Oh, the spray down,
annihilated them with that triple spray. That's what saves them. Otherwise, it's done. You're saving at that point. But BlameF just wrecks all of them before Hunter. I mean, nice shot from Hunter.
Wow, Hunter is so quick about it.
Yeah.
How did 3 people die in that space?
They just lined up.
This is... What an absolutely outrageous round. It just... Once it got started, it just didn't stop, did it?
Config, dude. Dude, this is it. This is the battle that I wanted, Anders, that I was hoping for going into this. You'd get Config going head-to-head with Nico. The potential for that fight right here.
Well, the person that's going to have a fight is going to be Rush, and it's going to be right now. They're so relentless. They just want to essentially beat him up every single round out here. Now, he's got a little bit of space, trying to see if he can isolate a kill, but it's not going to work, and they're saving already. No point in doing anything. That B hit has been so good for G2. I know it's failed a couple of times, but the fact that they can do that and just count on it is so amazing.
It's so nice, and then you got Nico just posted up in mid.
Yeah.
Not worried, ready for the rotation, ready for anything. I mean, he's gonna get clipped by Poison, but that's a low value frag. Not really bringing anything to it apart from, some stats for Poison, obviously.
All helps.
All helps, but Poison, obviously, he's still trying to get into it. He had a magnificent game on Overpass yesterday where he just completely shut down ZywOo Poison in the head-to-head fight with the AWP. Just popped off with the AWP. It was unbelievable. Right now, we're not quite seeing that level from him. But to be fair, I mean, if Config is here just going to town, and the rest of the team as well, it's not the end of days. Rush is just having a real rough time over on that B site. Like, being a B anchor right now on Dust2 versus this G2 execute, it's just not fun times.
No, it isn't. That's a nice running Tech-9 shot. Kenny opening it up. But yeah, I don't even know necessarily what to do, right? Because we saw earlier when they had 3 people stacked on the bomb site, even that wasn't really enough. And you can't also reliably have 3 people at the bomb site, right? At that point, you're letting them dictate your defense, and that is, that is something that can definitely get you into an even worse position. Because suddenly, again, they go long, they go quick catwalk. Like, there are just a lot of options.
I'm just wondering, do we see BlameF try to push lower at any point soon? Because that's something that he is fond of doing.
Yeah,
and it could definitely be, like, okay, if you guys are going to start cheating over towards A long, start trying to make plays over there, he can try and catch them out, or at least catch somebody out in mid and trade early for info. But right now, what we're getting is 4 players towards long. This is a read. This is a read and a half.
Yeah, they feel like they know. Now, the grenades, I mean, that might give away that maybe not that there were 3 people or 4 people, but certainly that there was a pretty big setup there. Hunter and Nico instantly, not even afraid, not even really doing any of the work. They're just going to check catwalk. They might want to go for a really big sort of quick B-split. Because they're like, okay, we heard a lot of people long, no one's catwalk. It would make sense to try and do that, but maybe they feel like just too much time has already passed.
Yeah, they're slowing it down. Careful. So it seems like there was a window perhaps, and then they've elected to just try and back off and wait instead. I mean, you still got Nico alive. You still got everybody alive. You still have decent utility. You can make the play off of this. Nico drawing attention to himself, and in the meantime, they're going to be pushing mid. Rush is about to get real rough for him, but JKS and Poison working together with the crossfire. Huge setup from Poison inside of that B bomb site, but he is not out of the woods yet. Flanking in from up a dark was Amanek to take him down. So, BlameF and Config, what if anything could be done here? I mean, like, they're already far away from where the bomb is. That's a jump down. Config really is crazy. He just jumped down with a FAMAS, and BlameF gets Nico. What is happening? The bomb, sure, it's out in the middle, but it's a 2-on-3, and it feels like the round is just slipping through G2's fingers right now. Amanek gonna have to try and do this on his own. So he gets the bomb plant down. That's the good start. Now he's gonna pick up an AWP, and he can use this, remember. It's not nothing at all, and he's gonna get that flick. Nice, close, point-blank range against Config. And BlameF coming in with really nothing to work with outside of the gun. So Amanek has set himself up in a very, very strong position back here. Hard for him to take the fight with the AWP coming in. He's in the window now. He's got some time and a kit as well, but he walks right in front, and Amanek misses the chance, and he won't get the second one. A huge round win here for Complexity. A 2-on-3 that, honestly, I thought they were even going to just save at one point until Config just, I don't know, went off his meds and just went for it. BlameF getting the kill on Cat as well is just unbelievable.
So explain to me this play.
What a mad lad. He jumps down, takes Kenny. This is such a sick play here from BlameF. Just knows where he's at.
Wow.
Yeah, that was sick. But I mean, it's crucial. But that's got to feel good for BlameF, considering the number of clutch rounds that haven't gone his way to manage to pull that one off. But this is, again, that was off the back of a round where Complexity really gambled and thought, okay, G2 have gone B a bunch. Now they're going to come back to A, and we're going to have to take that fight here. But instead, G2, they played into that.
Yeah.
Yet still, despite that, G2 feeling good about themselves, Complexity still win the round. Now, Complexity, they're playing honest, 3 on A.
Yes, they are. Poison and BlameF here to defend it, and they need to defend it, hard. They can't really fall back. They're committed to this kind of a defense. Missed opportunity, and BlameF gets killed. This is they may lose the round already. Standing in the Molotov, Poison needs a lot more than that, and it's not going to be possible. He was so low on health already. What a call! Some of these calls that are coming out here for G2 are looking so good, and they are really relentless.
These are just the scrimmiest rounds, it feels like. I mean, Kenny getting the kill on BlameF from Catwalk all the way in back, just eyeing the sky, kind of finger of God reaching out and just taking BlameF out. Oh, no, it wasn't. Oh, no, it was Kenny's flash that helped him. Okay, I was wondering, like, how does Kenny get that kill? No, it's Amanek, obviously. Okay, I was a little bit confused.
Fair play, but I mean, still, it's such a cool setup. Again, the flashbacks are definitely there to Mirage when they were doing those, those walks out on the A balcony with just, those were really good calls. They did the same on B. Some of the rounds were rushed up them, but they had the same idea, right? So I think it's just the same kind of T side that we're seeing right now, and it's working really well. It's actually really impressive.
They're doing good work. I mean, right now this is like, it's not to say that Complexity haven't been putting work into Dust2 recently, right? But, off of what we have, off of 5 maps played in the last 3 months, it's a 46% win rate on CT side. but a 26% win rate on T side. Like, their T side has been a struggle, but that's what the stand in. That's where we have to wonder, like, how are they going to shape up on the T side now that Poison is back? Or are we putting too much pressure on Poison? And that's the question. Amadex, straight through.
Yeah, all the way out. Rush here down to the pit, no longer over at the B bomb site. He was getting real tired of that. JKS is an upper dark while this is happening, so they know everything that G2 are doing right now. Can they convert this into a win? They actually need it really badly, and I think if they can get this round, it's actually not looking that grim. They can still do a lot here, Complexity. I think, you know, G2 have been looking really hot here on Dust2, but this is a closer map currently than maybe it seems. Kenny will take a kill, but now, again, Complexity should be able to cool this round down and not give a chance here for the 2-on-4.
What is going on here? Poison set up. I mean, they're up top. Oh, the timing. Unreal. But Kenny's going to be able to have this angle now, and Kenny's got the advantage with this peak.
Yeah, especially Scout versus Orb. Actually just shoots him nearly through the wall. That maybe could have worked out as well. Now, more backup is coming. JKS is still a little bit further away, and BlameF is forced off with that Molotov, so now I'm getting just a bit scared. The bomb is going to be going down. JKS is about to swing long in another 3 or 4 seconds, but he's waiting. He's actually slowing it down. They're on that ramp. They are just easy pickings for him right now. Oh, they just turned in. They were there a second ago, but Config lining them up. We are going to have to request a wonderful replay. That looked like it could have been a sick shot. They must have been ducked right on top of each other. A 6th round for Complexity. They make it through. They steal the AKs and the AWP.
What's fun about this is listening to your cast, Anders, is that, you know, you're building it up and then all of a sudden it's just over in the blink of an eye.
It's so quick. I don't think even he doesn't know. He's like, what?
They just stand they just stand up into it, man.
And he's acting out. That is, you don't have that level of dedication. If you have, credit to you. Getting the kills and then acting out the replay for your teammates afterwards.
Dude, I think that it's
a hero.
The biggest thing for them to be on land together.
Oh yeah.
Like, this is the biggest edge that they've got.
Here we go. The B bomb site again. Can they hold it this time? The pressure is back on. Oh no! Oh no! It starts up with a huge kill, taking down JKS, and they just can't do it. They just can't hold on to it.
So, Anders, how was your weekend? This is the B rush. What are you gonna do? B rush works perfectly. G2 have clearly put some work into this B take.
Actually, I'll tell you what. I have a bit of an analogy because I think I did something over the weekend that sort of shares, you know, maybe invokes similar feeling as to what they're feeling at that B bomb site. Which I dropped my phone into the toilet. So
I saw you making a call with it to your ear earlier too. So
yeah, I was having that kind of experience. I was like, why?
Why does this happen?
Why am I like this? You know, it's like I'm supposed to be some kind of functional human being, and I just can't even avoid that.
BlameF has just got to be so intensely frustrated though, because every time he's got to be thinking each round like, okay, this is the round that they come long, you know, this is the round that they're gonna focus A, and then it's still just B, over and over again.
Oh man.
Yeah, JKS just frustrated.
It's insane, isn't it?
But it's so fortunate for Complexity that they keep 3 alive, because now they actually have a reasonable buy going into the 15th round of this first half. And it's not, I mean, it's not a fantastic scoreline. It's not completely out of control yet. If this finishes 8-7...
Oh, it's getting worse. Now they can't even get to the B-bomb site without getting tagged. I've never seen anything like that. It's a meme, right? Rush B? Like, we just say that for the fun of it.
What? Rush is B right now? What do you mean, Anders?
Yeah, well, he's barely in B.
But we've got 3 on B. Now this is it. BlameF is calling it. He's like, all right, fine. If they're going to keep hitting B every round, we're just going to go put config on short so you can quickly rotate in and have 3 on the B site. Screw it.
Yeah, but remember, even 3 on B wasn't enough earlier. So, yeah, that obviously ups the chances, but doesn't guarantee anything.
Yeah, but config and poison now, I'm wondering. Can they stick around on this?
They have so few grenades on the Complexity side that even that will be a bit of a problem.
Well, Poison didn't get spotted here last time, so the element of surprise, he could hold that angle. But instead, it's going to be playing... Well, now they're just falling back into a weird kind of default scenario where Poison and Config are going to work to shut down long. Nexa is here with a nade, though.
Yeah, I think if they had more smokes between Poison and Config, they could have stuck around to try and do that. But I think they just, you know, they looked at the clock and they thought, all right, I'm gonna have to stand around here for the next 40 seconds with just no grenades to defend myself with if anything shows up.
This is some discipline from Complexity, though. 30 seconds on the clock, and they still have not budged on B.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna be put to the test. I think JKS might be the guy to try and do this with the Org when they come out middle, because it's clearly gonna be a B split. They've cleared Catwalk. It's a classic setup here, and JKS, that's not bad. 14 seconds on the clock. Why is there 14 seconds on the clock? 3 people, well, 2 inside, 8 seconds. He just has to get the right kill rush, and it might work out. He nearly has it, but they're down on the ground. Oh no! He can't get it in time, and Config is hiding. Just stick in the corner, and that'll be the round for them. Unbelievable. 8-7 in favor of G2 at the end of it, but Complexity, they get 1 for free towards the end. That is ridiculous. The second half is going to be even better. Stay tuned.
Not a fan of Rush. He's sitting right next to me. He didn't hear anything, so that's perfect. Actually, oh, this is the one I have, Cerberus. This is the one I have, yeah, I'll pick that one any day. If I get a factory new one, I will play with it.
The Shadowbox is okay, so I will go for the Shadowbox.
I guess go with the Chatterbox.
Personally, I think the best Galil skin is the Cerberus. So Cerberus over everything.
So I will go with the Cerberus. I don't really know why.
I mean, they look similar. Let's go for the pink one, Sugar Rush.
Phoenix Blacklight is going to have to take the edge with this one. Get those blue stripes out of here.
They look the same. Yeah, I would go with the Sugar Rush. Even though I feel like they look the same. There is a lot of purple, a lot of pink.
The Phoenix Blacklight. Not a fan of Rush. He's sitting right next to me. He didn't hear anything, so that's perfect.
I guess go with the Sugar Rush because it sounds nicer. Yeah, I mean, these look pretty similar.
So, I don't know. Winter Forest. It's basically the same ones, just a bit different.
Not working with much. We'll give it to the Shattered.
I would just go with the Shattered. They are the same as well.
Yeah, these look pretty similar as well. If I had to pick Winter Forest, I guess, but honestly, I'm not really a fan of either that much.
Okay, yeah, basically the same skin. I'll pick Shattered. It's almost close to being Slattered, which we said a lot before, so Shattered.
With this one, I think the cleanliness of the Stone Cold is what gives it the upper hand.
Cold Fusion because of the color is good.
Stone Cold for the same reasons that we had before. Well, I know why I have an ugly skin in Galil, because they're all ugly anyway.
I guess if I had to pick, go with the Stone Cold, Steve Austin.
I'll take the Stone Cold one because I think in a clutch you want to be Stone Cold, you don't want to be Cold Fusion. So Stone Cold is the pick for me, the blue one.
I like the name. When it's eco, you use the Galil and you kill them all.
Give it to the eco. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
I will go for the eco one. You can make it match with a couple of sets.
I think the eco is really cool. Like the green and white looks really nice.
I would pick the eco one with the optic stickers on it. I think it looks pretty cool. It looks like an optic gun.
Oh, I like the Aquaterras. The blue with the black looks pretty cool, to be honest.
Rocket Pop. It's got a little bit more flair.
Rocket Pop, because he has good colors. Yeah, really good colors to mix with, you know.
I would go with the Aqua Terrace here, just because the blue and black looks really cool.
Ooh, Aqua Terrence, I would pick that one instead of the Rocket Pop. I see so many people playing with the Rocket Pop.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. There really is no easy way to summarize what was happening in that first half. It was all over the place, and I don't even know how it ends up 8-7 either. It seems like it shouldn't be possible, but somehow we've split the first half right down the middle, and now we're going to get into the second half. G2 now on the CT side, Complexity on the T side, and again, Complexity won the first map, so I don't think G2 actually feel pressured yet, but if this starts going the wrong way, yeah, they could really be feeling the pressure at some point in this half.
I think Complexity are prepared for this, Anders. I think they've been preparing for a bit. Heard it going around that they were scrimming Dust2 for a while. If, you know, knuckleheads like Sponge and I could predict that Dust2 was going to be the map pick for Nico, I'm pretty sure BlameF and Kita could figure that out and prepare ahead of time.
That is a good point. Ooh, look at this. They find their way to catwalk. They have the smokes. They can set this up. They can go for a quick bomb plant. And yeah, they're going to be jumping right down. In fact, launching into CT spawn where they find Amanek and they kill him. And Blameth out here, close range, instant headshot to take down Hunter. And he's aware that Kenny could be following him. And the bomb is going to be planted as well. This is looking like a beautiful round. Everything about this is well executed. And oh my god! Did he just double tap him with the headshot? So the Glock, like he shot him through the box the first time, but that looked so clean. And now, yeah, Rush is going to be taking care of business out there. It's all on Nico. And probably don't want to give him the fight, even though it is already, I think, too far gone. So Complexity will pick up the pistol round. And, I mean, everything there from start to finish looked really well drilled.
They want a pistol.
Not bad.
Not bad. They don't have to worry about... Well, they do have to worry about winning the second round, but at least this time, you know, it's like after winning the pistol. So they tie it up 8-8. Nico backing off because what? Concerned about the stats? Like, what's going on here, dude? No, obviously he's saving the Kevlar for the next round, guys. But
this is nice.
This is, yeah, it's so nice to see. Just, I mean, Complexity really do put time into their T-side pistols, and this would be the argument for me as to why we should keep pistols, right? If we were to have that debate, you know, I just like seeing nice, well-orchestrated pistol rounds. You know, T-side, it's thought out, it's all there, and Complexity, Blameth, that's kind of a trademark with them. There's always a method to the madness. So, and they've had time. They've had a couple weeks now, I think, to start building up and preparing for this moment here. T-side Dust2. Let's boogie.
That's what Config is saying. He's done so much damage, and Amanek got tagged down the middle. So yeah, fighting, breaking out pretty much all across the map. Complexity. Now remember what G2 were doing in this kind of a round where they had rifles? They made sure to group up so that no one could get found and killed. And Complexity had almost following that template. They did have JKS in Upper Dark for a while on his own, but he's gonna join the rest of them, and then they're gonna go for something here. I think that's pretty reasonable. You still have plenty of time, so with the kind of damage that's already been done, I don't know how G2 will try and get this to work. And again, I mean, you always have the option if you want, right? Like, theoretically, they could just put everyone in B now and say, you know what?
Yeah.
We're just going to save the guns and go for the next round, even though it seems a bit silly.
Yeah, no, it's totally reasonable. Because, I mean, Deagles, we've seen how lethal these can be. Double scout as well. It's worth holding on to the next round and having another crack at it as the smoke wall goes down. No gaps to exploit here. Next end, Kenny just kind of putting shot through, hoping to get lucky. But this will be a bomb plant for Complexity. Expected. Yeah. Expected. Did he mess up his HE? I think Nico tried to get clever with an HE there and he messed it up.
Yeah, I saw him throwing something at least, but didn't really come through. All right, well, now they're going to be saving the B-bomb site. And
so, okay, sorry.
Complexity, no real reason for them to hunt either. I mean, they know what's happening, I think, so just got to keep it cool, right? 9-8 going to be the scoreline after this. And yeah, we'll see if the double scout, double deagle setup for G2 could do some damage in the next round.
What I'm really interested to see right now is that which are of the sites is going to be the big focus here for Complexity, because clearly the pistol round on A site was solid. Definitely go check out the Blast shop. Highly recommend the merch there. Hoodies are comfy. I wear mine every day. But as far as like the setup, A site, is that going to be the focus for Complexity? Are they going to be dialed in there, or is it going to be something like G2, where clearly G2 put in work on that one strat that they kept going back to? They ran like at least 4 times in on their T half, hitting B, coordinated with Nico lurking mid.
I mean, aren't you going to want to punish that B side?
Well, it's like
get some revenge.
You want to start getting some conditioning in early, right? This is another kind of throwaway round, so it's going to be a default approach here from Complexity. We shouldn't see anything too fancy. It's the next round that's going to be the real big one, where we really get to see what they've prepared. Or Nico just rips Config's head off.
Everyone saw that coming.
Still, they're tied up 14-14, dude. I mean, it is the race right now. I love it. This is like the bout between Config and Nico. And Config can definitely be discussed. He's got that potential in him to be a hard carry in the way that Nico is.
Yeah. I mean, it's so much fun watching those Config games when he's at that level. Same with Nico. That deagle shot, again, he's had some amazing highlights throughout his career already with the deagle. The bomb is out long. JKS, similar type setup, sort of identical setup, except for the fact that they lost Config. But other than that, they're now bringing JKS on over, and Amanek is still shooting through the wall in the middle. Playing battleships.
Yeah, they're gambling. This is the A stack now from G2. So Complexity, they're about to run into the grinder here. It's actually worst case scenario for him. Only way it could be worse is if Animanek just made his way over here as well. But Nico, there's a chance for him to take a peek, and he's catching Rush looking the wrong way. Sure enough, he's going to find a hit on Poison.
Wow. Didn't even care. Grenade lands. This is a little bit concerning for Complexity. They could be in a little bit of trouble right now. Rush trying to see if anyone is inside, but the scout comes up for Kenny. He's going to get a kill. And now it's a 2 versus 4. No bomb plant. And Blame F, yeah, it's fun being in this corner, but not if your entire team is dead. And they only lose Nico in that round. What a beautiful bit of revenge here for G2.
Yeah, sick. Nico, though.
Yeah.
This is Nico with the first shot. Just... Oh, come on, dude. So clean. That's nuts.
Really well done. All right.
There's something about 1-Bigs, man. It's just way too clean.
It's very satisfying, isn't it?
But that is, you can tell, I mean, that's a must-win round for G2. Absolutely necessary to get that on board. And now Complexity with the rifles. They're light on the nades. They're still committing full on to this A fight. It is all about long now for Complexity. And you can even see Amanek already rotating over for G2. G2 know that this is a big play coming in here from Complexity.
Let's find out. Tied up again, 9-9. Now, the longer they stay out here, though, I mean, the more they're going to be in trouble. Amanek and Hunter are pushing middle, which is really smart. Great sort of defensive play coming out, or offensive play, really. And they've got them boxed in on long now. So now there's no more guessing. You're not wondering, are they still long? Have they gone back? No, you know. And that is worth so much in Counter-Strike. They've got 1 HE as well, Complexity, so they can't really do much of anything here. They're actually in just a lot of trouble. This could be a huge turning point here in the second half already. Great shot coming out from Nico, and they get, well, this is just easy sniping. Amanek will take care of business. A big double for him. And G2, that was well done. Step 1, not fighting long, and then taking middle behind them. And Complexity, I mean, it really feels to me like they actually didn't want to go long and stop. I think they wanted to keep going, but because they got slowed down, there was a smoke that landed actually at the corner, not at the corner, but like in the long lane. So they couldn't even like push out and find anyone.
This is the subtleties between these two teams, but I'm willing to bet good money that Complexity are not expecting G2 to be long that round. They're expecting them to play retake long or something like that because they're so light on nades. And so I bet you they're thinking, okay, they're going to be somewhere else. We're going to just take over long fast and move fast to the site and just play from that momentum. And then they get just annihilated. And well, this is a hard eco coming in here from Complexity, so not really a feel-good moment. But I mean, as far as Blame Up is concerned, you know, he's got to just be able to shake that off. Sure, you got countered, but now it's time to focus on this round. You don't get a bomb plant though, so that's going to hurt you. Because now, Poison, you can't get that AWP in play.
No, he can't. And because they've just had some of these rounds here, G2, where they've hardly not lost anyone, they're building the economy lightning fast. This has really been something.
Neck and neck in terms of op kills between Poison and JKS. 6 on Poison, 5 on JKS. But it's a quiet game between Poison and JKS right now as well. It's a bit of the struggle bus here for Complexity.
Yeah, it is. And it's starting to show. It's a 2-round gap. Again, they got long, but Nico, he's already in middle. He's already checking it. Now, he doesn't know everything yet, but he will. Just at the edge of the smoke. This information play is really deadly.
This time they left Rush behind, though. Complexity adjusting.
Yeah, I mean, and that could come into play, but what are the options right now for Complexity? If you decide, okay, look, guys, we maybe we've been red long, it's dangerous. Let's go back and spread. What, you're gonna go back and check lower, upper, dark, middle, everything? If someone snuck through, that'll be the end of the round, right? If they're in some corner towards C spawn, like they could be. So you actually, the longer you stay here, the more you're gonna feel like we have to stay, right? But the more it's gonna be readable. So I feel like once again they're digging themselves into a very strange position here.
Well, Amanek and Nico have now cleared out upper dark, so this is it. They know now. Now is the time for Complexity to go. They get the smoke wall down. They have to accelerate. You need to push. This is it. G2, they're going to be so ready for you. They've got all these nades as well, G2. It's a nightmare now for Complexity to push up long.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, the only thing is, yeah, they have a couple of more smokes this time, and also an entry And that is worth a hell of a lot right now. Poison wants to continue. He nearly could have had the kill. 28 seconds. The Molotovs burning them as they try and walk up that ramp. Nico's quite far away with the flank, so theoretically it's sort of a 2-on-3 here. But that bomb needs to go down, and it has to be real soon, or this is not going to be working out. Hunter finding a nice headshot before he goes down, and now Nico, well, he's got him locked in the corner. Oh, wow! JKS, that's a very important kill. Bomb is now being planted, and going for the swing is Kenny. He's out in the open. He's got nowhere to hide, and he's going to have to try and save his team. Blamef stepping in and finally winning a big clutch there. We've had a fair few for him, but this time it goes his way. And I don't know, man, G2, that looked like, again, you set up all of that information. You have them locked in on long. You should be winning that round.
Is this just the most ridiculous? All right, well, what kicks this off is Amanek just getting blasted blind to kick it off. Like, that could not be worse luck in terms of timing for G2. Really, they had everything going their way, and if Amanek gets flashed out onto long, it's a slaughter. He's going to murder everybody. But then Poison just holds Mouse 1 blind and shoots him in the face. It just couldn't have gone worse there. Absolute disaster for Amanek. And it feels like that is all complexity needed. It's that fine, the margins right now.
Yeah, by the way, I mean, I imagine in terms of tilting and just getting annoyed, that's the kind of round that will make you really annoyed if you're on the G2 side, right? Because you really knew. You had, I mean, you've done all of the research. You'd written a paper and submitted it to the review board, and it still gets denied.
Oh, Kenny's got the angled up. Yep, blind. Gonna get that shot, no problem at all for Kenny.
That's Nexa. Okay, not really that clean, but it was a kill. Now going to start to back it on up. Still going out long, our complexity, which, you know, now we're just waiting for the moment when they flip it and say, okay, fast B split or something. Could they be around like that in the future if they keep doing this?
So G2 are hedging against.
Yeah, trying. Amanek is really close to ending this round. If he goes back catwalk, that'll probably be it. Now JKS has revealed his position, so Amanek, oh, he's going to keep going. And goes down to Blamef. I can't believe it. I actually thought he would obviously, surely catch Blamef, but they get that kill, and now they back on out. They're back to the A-bomb site, swinging out long, and making a lot of noise in the process. There's the pop flash setup. Nico, he's going after a couple of more flashes, but he himself is blind. And JKS now 1 versus 2 in about 24 seconds. These rounds are just impossible to predict. I don't even know what's happening anymore.
It's the weirdest standoff between these two teams right now. I mean, what do you do for JKS? There's no way you get across here. A second time?
Yeah, he doesn't have the time for it. He's just out in the open. Going down to Kenny. A nice triple for Kenny. And some of these rounds are so confusing, aren't they?
Well, I mean, it's, to me, this is, unless we see some true magic come here from Complexity, because, okay, for Complexity now, this should be a round of eco. G2 should be able to put themselves in a position to get up to 13 rounds. Their economy is not going to get broken for G2, so Complexity, it's all uphill from here. What I'm feeling now is that unless there's some kind of miracle coming in from Complexity, we're actually going to get our first third map of the tournament.
Yeah, I think that's looking very likely at the moment, isn't it?
I think G2 are looking very good on their map pick right now, and Complexity, it looks like it's just lacking a little bit of polish. And there's this indecisiveness. It's not something we saw so much on Mirage. It looked like Mirage were much more snappy. They had a feel. Yeah. There was a flow to it. Here, it feels like we're seeing a lot of standing around from Complexity and wasting valuable seconds in times when, you know, it's just the crunch is on. So,
well, yeah, I guess we also have to say, right, if the game plan is something like, you know, let's beat them up on long, and then, you know, they have to defend that more, and then, you know, we could do other things. Like, you have to actually beat them up on long. Otherwise, it doesn't work, right? You're just losing rounds, but you're not putting pressure on them to over-rotate or anything. Could be fun. They're going to be run boosting past. I can't believe he lives. They were all over him. Well, Kenny will take the hit instead. And Nico, he's pretty low on health here. I mean, if they jump him, he could be in trouble. So let's just see. Nexa is holding long. He's not coming up for anything over at the long position. He's just making sure they don't come through double doors. And now it's really awkward. Another incredibly weird round where Config gets a kill on Hunter, and now it's somehow a 2-on-4. They're still fighting. I mean, I don't know what's happening anymore. I'm losing my mind.
Anders, this was a hard eco.
Yeah.
All right, it's not done yet. Amanek is not, he's not done messing around here in Poison with the AWP.
Oh, 1 HE could actually do it. It's going to land right on top, and it blows off Poison. I thought maybe Rush would have walked into it as well, but it seems like they're going to be fine, and Complexity will win an 11th round just out of nowhere. I mean, the run boost is hilarious, but it falls apart so quickly.
So nuts that this actually. Oh, what a shot from Rush.
Okay.
Dude, Rush. I mean, that's some clean work there. But you know, it's so crazy that I'm just like, oh, it's gonna take a miracle here for Complexity to get back into this, and then they go and win a hard eco.
Yeah.
Against G2. I mean, you can see the reactions out of G2. That was absolutely not supposed to happen. Complexity, we're not supposed to be able to just walk up catwalk, get a bomb plant, and proceed to win the round with nothing but Glocks and a couple Deagles.
Okay, now you have to just, you know, pray that they don't do another push long and stay long whole round kind of strategy here, Complexity, because I feel like that well has been emptied now. Like, you know, we don't want to, unless there's something that I'm missing, some rhyme or reason behind the strategy. I feel like maybe leave it alone.
They've got a long spawn, Anders.
Yeah, they do. Go take a fight. That's fine. Take a shot. I don't mind that. But
I mean, Config is spawned for long. The problem is that the second man is Poison, and Poison's going to want to chill mid. Questions. Well, countdown's we're about to find out here in a moment. BlameF, dude, BlameF makes up for the rest of his team in terms of utility damage. That's actually kind of crazy.
Yeah, kills like 3.5 people with those grenades.
Yeah, here we go. Flash. Everybody out. There's the angle smoke.
Look it up a dark. Instantly checked.
Beautiful. So sick.
I'm not understanding this. I'm really just not understanding this.
Go.
Again, they, you know, unbeknownst to Complexity, their entire position on the map is already been found out. So now they must win the fight at long. I mean, up at the A bomb site, or this is not going to be working out. Hunter and Amanek are still 15 seconds away from the action, but yeah, they could be here quick. Kenny, not quite getting the crossing kill. That grenade won't really do anything at all. And now some counter nades are coming in. Nice early kill. That's Nexa going down first. Hunter and Amanek, they're really slow about this. They're probably afraid to walk into some sort of a trap. Nico with a straight headshot to take down Poison, and just like that, it's a 4-on-4 with the bomb being planted. So Complexity are being way more successful in this than, again, you would have imagined. Now, Amanek and Hunter, they are the big players in this. Coming back, Rush, he's gonna go down and look like he could have had a bit of a lead there. Did he see one or two? I'm not sure, but with the plant inside of the site, they can't really go catwalk all the way. They have to respect the fact that the bomb is not planted for that.
Saw two, I think, because everybody rotates hard on the catwalk. They knew that Nico was in CT, but there's the shots, and both of them come through.
Bit of a line. Oh, BlameF! They just backed off into him, and that's a triple. That's another clutch, a 1 versus 3, and Complexity get to 12 rounds. I don't know why they're looking so dejected. This is unbelievable.
Because, again, we're talking to miracles, Anders, here. Like, that is, again, they all line up in front of you for a perfect AK spray. What else has got to happen here for Complexity? Hard eco, another triple spray. I mean, I guess you get one of those per half if you're BlameF. He had one on the CT side defending B in a key round, and here he gets another one to clutch it out on A. Get out of here. This is actually getting ridiculous.
That breaks the G2 economy.
Dude, that's not the only thing it broke of G2's. Like, if G2 come back into this, they are going to rage so hard if they're losing to rounds like this and they make such great calls. That push in the upper dark there, that was so sick.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like G2 have everything going for them in the second half. They know what is happening. They keep isolated. I can't believe that they're not winning these rounds.
Well, this is the hard... well, dude, they walk into another full stack here, Complexity?
Yeah, but this time at least it's pistols, right?
No, but they lost last time.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, the USPs... There's a P250 on Hunter. He's been very, very good in this series, so, you know, it could be something. The one round where you wish they would go long again.
I know, right? I know, and G2 are so good with the calls. Like, they've got this, but JKS, I mean, we're still seeing that bomb kind of chill out here, but it is looking like they're going to head to B. And BlameF, dude, he is getting read like a book.
Yeah. But those early kills are still going to make a big difference, right? Even if you have a stack, you need that first early shot or it's not going to be working out. They flash their way through, they run in, and inside, Hunter and Kenny with a couple of kills, and they're still pushing it. Pistols out, and Poison will recover the scenario with a nice, quick double kill. And otherwise, I think they could have still been in trouble. I mean, he took a lot of damage, so did JKS, but it will be 13-12, and they can buy G2, but it's not going to be that much of a buy.
These are some sweaty rounds, Anders.
I know.
You're just clenching the entire time that push is happening because there's so many things that could go wrong.
This is, I don't know, Dust2 could be just I think you could be very tactical in Dust 2 if you want to, but this is some of the maddest Counter-Strike I've seen in a while. I feel like it's just all over the place.
That's what I wanted to know there from Malek, who was doing the talking. If it was Nico, if it was Nexar, if it was going to be Malek, the coach, who was going to be calling a lot of the shots. Malek, a huge part of how this team functions. In the early iteration of G2, he was the mastermind behind all of their strategy, getting this international roster to work together, because they're not all speaking English primarily. There was a language barrier to get around. He came up with a system that actually worked and that got some results, and they've just been building ever since. So glad to see that he's the one who's calling the shots here in this timeout. He's got that step, that step of remove. He's not as emotionally tied up in this as some of the others are, and so he could be that guy to really call it right now and say, hey, you guys are playing snappy, and you can see that. He was snapping his fingers. I bet you I'm lip reading right now, You guys are making correct calls.
I can't. I don't know what more they want, though, G2. I mean, what more do you say? Like, hey, guys, you're doing it all right. Like, you're isolating them out on long. You're checking for information. You're finding all the information. They're essentially playing right into our system. And it's still not working.
G2 went back for the hard long counter this time around.
Yeah, and now we've got the default. This is normally how you want to play the T rounds, right? Just set up a default and find some information.
And the CT rounds. Kenny on ramp with the op. It's hard to get more default than this setup right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're all excited because normally these defaults can be a bit boring, but we've been having some truly insane Counter-Strike, so I guess we're all happy to be back to this. Good little nade, softening them up a bit. Again, this is a classic setup for a B-split. You check out catwalk and make sure that no one is holding there, and then you can join in.
The nade superiority, the complexity they have right now, though.
Yeah.
They've got so much to work with right now. They need to make full use of it. Nico's going to try and get scrimmy, and he gets spotted.
Yeah, and now that he's backed off, right? I mean, that's what so that Molotov is making sure that he really did back off, that he's not just, standing at the corner. They want to make absolutely sure. And this might be somewhat readable to G2, so they might be thinking, all right, hold on. So all of the grenades, but the bomb is making its way a little bit further back. 30 seconds on the clock, and now they're going to start to walk out in middle. So the question becomes, could Hunter and Amanek inside of the B bomb site hold on? Otherwise, it's going to be 14 rounds for complexity, and they're going to be really close. Nice shot there on Amanek. Hunter, only the one, so a really good trade, and Config is out on catwalk and A in case anyone was rotating through, or in case anyone wants to leave again. But this is a very good hit. Low on time, I would say, but it worked perfectly.
Impeccable. And again, this is like that kind of strat that that they've practiced in scrims, and they've just been sitting on this whole time, waiting for the key round to use it, and it works perfectly. They are given, it's a default setup versus default kind of approach, and then they get to just set up. They have all the room, nothing random to throw things off, right? And this is, we're seeing the big change in where these doors are angled. You have to be so careful if you're Amanek of those doors at that point. And Rush takes full advantage of that. And again, Rush with the monster entry, Rush with the monster opening kill.
Yeah, he's really been doing a good job. Blame F stuck around long enough. Might have been he had that simple round in the back of his mind, thinking like, I'm gonna be real close to that bomb. I don't want any ninja diffusers here. 14-12. My God, they're 2 rounds away from taking down G2 on this second map here.
It's worth mentioning this is the upper bracket final as well. They're not eliminated yet. G2, if they were to lose this, neither of these teams is out yet. They're still the lower bracket, and we'll find out who they're playing against later.
Out long, Rush leading the charge, flashes all over the place, and I don't know, no one could see anything, but it's Nexa that comes out on top, and Hunter is pushed up middle. JKS, did he know? Has he seen him? He might be about to shoot him in the back. Oh, that's going to be some good timing. Although he did screw it up. All right, it's recovered. It's all fine. Don't worry.
What is this matchmaking? That always happens.
It's crazy. Like
it's always a shot you're supposed to hit, and then they do a 180 headshot on you. I legit thought that he was going to get 180 there. It
could have happened. I was worried too. Amanek inside of the B-bomb site. He's alone now. Nico is trying to get over here. He's got no grenades. If Nico could, if he had a flashbang, that would have been so cool for this position, right? Because Amanek could get a kill, fall back, and then get flashed into a second fight. Instead, he's just going to get straight flashed by the T side. And Nico, he is going to get traded right away. So Kenny and Nexa, I don't know what they could do, but if they don't win this round, it's going to be 15-12. It'll be complexity on series point. And yeah, Nexa's just they're so far away. I can't believe this whole game has just completely baffled me.
I'm losing my mind, my ever-loving mind right now.
It's going to be a 5th round in a row. And It's just so confusing. Blameif has got 21 kills, and right behind him is Config at 18.
This is what I mean. These are the two guys who led the charge. Blameif on Overpass yesterday, on the huge defeat, the huge victory rather, the huge defeat for Vitality. Oh my God.
Yes.
We got there eventually. But right now, you know, it's like we needed that kind of star performance from Nico here on G2. It really feels like right now it's still so focused around him on this map for G2, and he's only got the 20 kills right now, and he can't be everywhere on the map at once, Anders. That's the main thing. You can only have one Nico. It's the curse of Shoxy all over again. And so Kenny and Nico right now doing the best they can. It's fairly even at the top, Hunter, Kenny, and Nico. But that's not changing the fact that it's match point for Complexity. Match point.
I'm so confused. I feel like if I go back and watch this, I'll walk away with the feeling that G2 should have already won this map. But
especially with the mind games.
Yeah, just I don't know. That round starts with them winning a fight out at long, so you know. Already they should be in a good position.
Russia's hearing footsteps. There's nades going off. That's a lot. They know that there was a lot of action.
Yeah, Hunter alone in B at the beginning, but not gonna get rushed down. So, and yeah, they're back to sort of the default. A couple of times now when they've been doing that. Oh, actually, they're gonna push middle a little bit quicker this time. Amanek sneaking in right through the smoke, and he's gonna get traded. They had 3 people there, and that leaves Hunter trying to save this series for his team. Inside of the B-bomb side, it is all on him. Oh, he's lurking underneath him, and Hunter can't do it. JKS with a fine entry. Blameif with a second kill in middle to take down Kenny, and Nexa. I don't see this happening. 1 versus 4 towards the B-bomb site. Complexity, I can't even believe it. They look like they're going to close this series out with 6 rounds in a row against the G2. That was looking real good on the CT side. It looked like they had it all on lockdown, and somehow it still plays out against G2. What an incredible performance out of Complexity right here. First, taking down Vitality, and now G2, the Juggernaut. I mean, we said it yesterday, but it's up and running. The momentum is there, and they have not been stopped yet here at Blast Premier. This is really impressive. He can't even get in. They're not even going to allow him a fair fight. He knows it. It is done with 16-12, ladies and gentlemen. It is Complexity winning the series.